Hi, my name is Vera Jones, and I am here today to talk about a strategic approach called the project approach that is now being used nationwide in our classrooms. The project approach refers to a way of teaching and learning as well to the content of what is taught and learned. These strategies that I'm going to talk about are based upon the student's control of what they are learning. This approach is used along the systematic instruction that teachers are eager to use anyway. It involves the use of real-life projects where students are able to use hands-on experiences in order to problem solve. According to projectapproach.org, children have a strong disposition to explore and discover. The project approach builds on natural curiosity, enabling children to interact, question, connect, problem solve, communicate, and more. This kind of authentic learning extends beyond the classroom to each student's home, community, nation, and the world. It essentially makes learning this stuff real life for the children because they are able to relate to it. Based on this, it is a strategy that must give the students the opportunity to learn through their experiences and evaluate themselves through what they are exploring. If you look behind me, I have the avenues of engagement through the project approach. This is a cycle that was developed by the Clearinghouse on Early Education and Parenting, which is a nationwide parent and teacher organization that are strong advocates for the project approach. It instills 3 objectives where the students are able to use creativity, use curiosity, and communication throughout the process. When they're using creativity, they are able to problem solve. That links to curiosity, where they are able to investigate their problem through hands-on experiences. And then that links to communication, where the students are able to represent and present what they have learned to parents, to teachers, or to their community. This strategy, though, is different from the scientific-based strategies that are implemented through interests of the student. Although the teachers may implement lessons that are supposed to be learned, it is the students that are in control. Every following lesson or step is to be spurred with the influence of student achievement throughout the process. If teachers can implement these projects effectively, they can highly motivate their students' participation in the projects and improve their learning, as well as making it a fun environment for students to learn. It's off their interest, so they are more likely to want to learn and be motivated throughout the school year. With that said, the theory of the project approach is based upon the following. Children come to school with a pursuit to learn. School is a part of life where teachers and students are intertwined. Students create their own projects which will enable them to learn, and teachers are there to scaffold them through that process. All students are diverse, therefore it is up to the teachers to differentiate the instruction or materials to best help the child. In order for students to learn best, they must be motivated in ways that make them feel that they are responsible and worth the school community. With the mix of systematic instruction, students learn best when given the opportunity for hands-on instruction. This way, the material is visible and therefore more relatable for the students. Social-emotional skills are also a key to the academics in students' achievement. Classrooms should be flexible places where learning strategies can be changed if need be. These projects are also grouped in 3 different categories. They are either event or goal-oriented, they are child-initiated, or they're in-depth topics. Details, attributes of the class, school, and teacher determine the project's appropriateness. All of these categories, though, are appropriate for the classroom. The great aspect of the project approach is that it adheres to what researchers call the whole child. The whole child refers to the belief that it is not solely on the academics, but also pertaining to a child's social-emotional skills that are needed. The child is not only going to be taught to think critically, but also creatively, and will therefore be prepared for real-world experiences after schooling is finished. The idea is that the child will grow up well-rounded and be able to adapt to life's lesson along the path, and well after graduation. Sherman Lee states that the project approach to real-world challenges is for discovery through observation, play, hands-on tasks, and real-world challenges. Therefore, it gets the children ready for the real world when they're done with schooling. Project-based learning complements systematic instruction and basic skills by making discrete bits of information relevant. Teachers must design projects that provide enough latitude for student initiative and direct students toward mastery of challenging standards, especially the standards that are about today throughout the states with different math and different reading scores. The project approach brings a relatable experience for those children so that they can persevere through those standards by still relating to their own life. Teachers also do this while planning activities that adhere to the project approach. One must undergo certain steps to enforce the strategy. These steps include the discussion, where the students talk with their students about the topic and explore the past experiences about it and get the children to relate to the topic before they've even started the project. Together as a class, the students will be able to come up with questions that they will be able to look for while they're doing their process and be able to think about things that they want to find out and investigate before they've even started investigating. The second step is done when the project goes into motion. Teachers offer resources to help the students go about the project and may help aid those who need scaffolding to go about throughout the process. The difference between the project approach strategy and regular paper-based strategies is that students present their work not through graded paper assignments or written work, but through interactive hands-on ways. This may include artwork, drama, music, singing, dancing, all of the above, where students are able to show that they know a study just by what they're good at. They don't need to be able to write down or answer questions. They're able to actually show the teachers that they know the topic based on their way of learning. The third step is that closure of the project, where the students get to share and they get to communicate with their community around them. They're able to assess each other's work and give relative criticism and positive criticism to each other so they can do better next time. With that said, according to the International Children's Education Organization, you have to remember that very important learning comes out of the process. The decision-making, the planning, the organizing, and the evaluating. Of course, facts will be learned as well, and probably remembered much better.